Hello boys and girls of the Cybus Industries Employee YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over my doctors ranked in order from the Revival series. So let's just begin. At bottom place, I'm very sorry, it is Jodie Whittaker. Now Jodie is an incredible actress who is amazing at every role she does, besides the Doctor. I think the fact that she'd never seen an episode before starting her filming impacted her performance massively, with the obvious bad writing from Chris Chibnall as well. And I also don't think that anyone on her team of the companion crew could act as well, especially this dude. Maybe it just wasn't for them. Maybe Doctor Who wasn't for them. As actors and people, I'm sure they're great, but this is a Doctor Who list, and unfortunately they are the weakest of the Revival. Coming next is David Tennant. Don't panic, as the 14th Doctor. The only reason I say this is just because of the little amount that we had of him. I actually think that he was a great incarnation of the Doctor. He was one of the very few Doctors who got the chance to just sit back and be happy with his best mate and his best mate's family. Now, a lot of people think that the 60th specials were a massive letdown. However, I really enjoyed them, especially Wild Blue Yonder, and nothing will ever beat the rush I got when the title sequence started for the giggle. Incredible stuff from David Tennant. Okay, now this is where it gets controversial. Next up, I've got Matt Smith. I know, but listen, this is my personal list. If you want me to do a video where I rank all of the Doctors factually on how well their episodes performed and how well they played the role, then Matt Smith would obviously be very near the top. But he just didn't really click with me. I'll admit, he's got some great episodes, and I really like Amy and Rory and River Song, but something about him just never clicked with me, which is gonna get me a lot of hate. If I'm sat around with people and we choose to watch Doctor Who and they all vote to put a Matt Smith episode on, I'm sort of like, okay. But he's not a bad Doctor, as in terms of playing the Doctor, he's incredible, but for me, he's never really been near the top. Next up is Ncuti Gatwa. Now I know, he's only had one series, but what a series. People who hate on it I genuinely don't understand. I get, yeah, we weren't given a lot of answers, which does annoy me, but people who hate on Ncuti as an actor and as a Doctor is just wrong in my opinion. I think he's incredible. I think he attached to the role very quickly. I really love Ruby Sunday. I love the whole Sunday arc. The Church on Ruby Road story arc was amazing as well. Russell T Davies is back. Ncuti is just incredible. I really loved him in Sex Education, and when I found out that he was going to play the Doctor, it's what made me come back to Doctor Who after taking the hiatus when Jodie Whittaker was announced. I think he's done an incredible job, he fits in really well, and I cannot wait to see what he's got in store for us next year. Next up is Peter Capaldi. Now, it's very hard to pinpoint this because the top three for me are just joint. Moving on to second place, it is Christopher Eccleston. I'm a big believer of the less you get, the better it is. With Chris only having one series, I feel like it did show that in a way. Once you finish series one, it leaves you wanting more. It leaves you thinking, oh no, he's gone now, and I really liked him, and I wish there was more episodes of him. Whereas with Jodie Whittaker, you know, she did 5 years, and towards the end, everyone was like, okay, it's time for a change now. Obviously, Eccleston didn't intend on that. He was pretty much forced to leave due to clashes with the production team. But I think it was a great decision for him, and also for him to choose not to come back for the 50th, I think was just great as well, because it just does leave you with the forced, 15 episodes that you've got of series one, and that's just what you've got to deal with. I really am a big fan of that. And he was always a laugh, and he had some great stories. He could be angry, he could be funny, he could be sad, he could be mourning, he could be anything. And he was always a hero. And obviously number one is David Tennant. There's so many things to say, but you've heard it all a million times. He has great episodes. I really was invested in series 2. I think series 2 is my personal favourite series of all time, which again will get a lot of controversy because lots of people hate series 2, but for me it is my favourite. I love series 2 so much. I think that Billy Piper was amazing. I also really love series 3. Freeman Agyeman was great as well. And obviously series 4 was the best of the first era of the new Revival, because there just isn't an episode to skip in that series at all. But also David's send-off in The End of Time Part 2 is just, it brings a tear to your eye still to this day. And that concludes my ranking of the new Who Doctors ranked. If you want to see them ranked as in, factually the best instead of my opinion, then I will get on it. Just remember, this is my opinion. You may differ to me. If you want to leave your opinions in the comments below, that's fine, but don't attack me, please. It's just my personal thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe and like if you are into Doctor Who stuff like me, and I'll see you very soon for another upload. Bye.